Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
What's going on? I'm Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
This is the Already Home Podcast. What's going on with you, buddy?
Oh, it's the Already Home again?
Oh, shit. This is Oh, man. This is the Viewers Anonymous Podcast, y'all. My fault. Did it again.
Again, but you have had Already Home on your mind for this whole week.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on, man.
That's funny. But yo, check this out. Listen, it has been a day, dude.
Yeah.
So I get, I'm at work. They come up to me and they're like, yo, like, you know how to drive a stick, right? Like, yeah. Like, it's been a couple of years, but like, yeah. And they're like, hey, well, old dude gonna be off on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, yo, the only people that know how to drive a stick is you and Ray. And they was like, can we get you to drive this truck on Friday? So I'm like, all right. So, ain't no big deal. I'm going through the day, everything's smooth, And so it's getting ready to be time to go out because it like from my route to where the terminal is, I can get there in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yo, when I tell you, when I go on the off ramp, as soon as I get out the off ramp, we in traffic. Dude, listen, and people always told me like, yo, but the worst thing in the world is to be in traffic in a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when I tell you, it is the worst. My whole left leg is all jacked the fuck up because you never have to do that motion that you have to do with the clutch.
Yeah.
And so now I'm sitting here, like when I'm going uphill, I got to pretty much stay in fucking first gear because that's how slow we going.
Yeah.
And so when I'm going down here, it's like I could go to neutral to third, neutral to third, neutral to third, uphill first. Neutral first. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I've been in traffic since 3:45. Then I get to work. So it's traffic all the way to the job. Then I get in my car. So I get to go probably like 5 miles till I'm in traffic again.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm in traffic again. Then got to go get the boys, take them to their grandma, and then come back. That's why I end up being late today. Listen, it's been terrible today, man.
Yeah, it's been a day.
Yeah, it's been a day, man. I had to work for this Friday, man. But what's good with you, man?
Man, your boy is legal on the streets again, man.
What?
Yeah, man. Finally got that situation set up. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm back out here amongst the legal drivers. And then, shit, besides that, man, nothing major. Just been, doing some little bit of research on this NFT stuff. And keeping up with this crypto stuff, and that's about it, bro.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Well, at least you didn't have a hectic day like I did, man. I'm telling you,
I think you'll be glad to hear this. So, I've been playing Madden, and I've been playing the face of the franchise mode, and I made a quarterback. And, this nigga played for the 49ers.
Hold on. So did you so he raw though, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
he
okay.
We sitting at 5-3 right now.
5-3.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
But listen, we done beat the Rams twice. We ain't got a win on the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? It was tough early on in the beginning of the season. I won the first game, and then the next 3 games, you know what I'm saying? I took the dive on, man, because when you plan it, you know what I'm saying, like the more you progress during the season or the better you get during the season, you know what I'm saying, the better your player get. Well, they threw me out there, you know what I'm saying. Jimmy G got injured. They threw me out there and I had to start from the beginning of the season. So my dude started off like, you know what I'm saying, with a low rating. And then as time went on, the more and more I played, you know what I'm saying, he got better and better. But it was tough, man. The first 4 games, it was hectic. But we
That's
done
what's
picked
up.
it up though. You know what I'm saying? 4-game win streak.
That's what's up, man. Hey, but hey, man, when I tell you, when I used to do those franchise modes, man,
Yeah.
come on, man. You know I had to get with the Niners, but that was always. Well, see, the last Madden game that I played like consistently, like, I mean, it was before Cap. So
Oh,
that
okay.
tells you how long ago it's been. So I've always
Yeah.
had my person at quarterback. Like I always had a
Yeah.
quarterback. So like, yeah, it's like because that's always been like that position where it's kind of like not always because you know we had two greatest quarterbacks to play the game,
For
Steve
sure.
Young and the Joe Montana. But
For
other than
sure.
that, and I mean, look, and even with Cap, like Cap was
Cap was
Cat was a
beat.
really good quarterback, but he kind of struck at the right time. You know what I mean? He came in the league at the right exact time to where
Yeah.
he can like bust people ass for like a year and a half, and then it
Mm-hmm.
kind of slowed down a little bit. But yo, listen, I'm sitting here. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. What we watching, man? Because I've been watching so much shit, dude. Like I
Mm-hmm.
got so much of what we watching, it is insane, dude. So I'm trying to think how I'm even gonna do this. Am I gonna come with one? Am I gonna come with two? I don't know. So whenever you ready for that segment, I don't know what's gonna come out.
Hey man, let's do it now.
What's up?
What we
What we
watching?
watching?
All right, so I'll go first, man. I'm gonna tell you what I was been watching, and I'm currently on the 2nd episode, man. But it's genius, the Kanye West trilogy, man, on Netflix. Let me tell you, when I say this is so good, bro. Like this is a genius. You know what I'm saying? 3-part. I don't know if you call it a documentary or whatever you want to call it. I know it ain't a movie, but I don't really want to say it's a documentary. It's more like it seemed like a memoir, but bro, it's so fire being able to see him in that creative space around other people in that creative space. You know what I'm saying? Getting a little bit into his personal life. You know what I'm saying? How he basically was manifesting how he gonna be who he is today. You know what I'm saying? Being able to see his processes of sitting in the studio working with other artists. You know what I'm saying? Um, and all the other stuff like seeing him with all the you know what I'm saying different producers and hearing how people talked about him in the beginning and hearing them say things about how he's gonna be great later on down the line and like dude is really gonna be something. And then you know what I'm saying to for him to end up bringing that into fruition. Man, this is one of the best pieces I've seen in a minute, bro. But that's what I'm watching. I'm watching Genius, the Kanye West trilogy on Netflix. Also, I'm watching
What?
One Punch Man on Hulu too. Anime.
Oh, okay. Uh, I will rebuttal on that before I move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so Kanye'd out right now. I haven't even watched an episode.
Really?
Uh, listen. This is where we differ. Like
Mm-hmm.
you tend to like all like antics. I hate antics. I
It
hate people who
depends.
go
It
off
depends on
antics.
the answers, though. It depends on the answers.
And it's like even though and see, look, and I've been hearing because everybody been talking about it, which been fucking driving me up the wall. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I felt like I've seen it. And this is the thing. It's something that I would want to watch for the simple fact of seeing like I seen a clip of when Pharrell first heard Through the Wire. You know, it's how he walked down the
Yeah.
hallway and shit. I want to see that. But Kanye gets on my nerves so fucking bad, dude, to the point where it's like I don't even want to watch this shit because he like right now just think the time. Like maybe I'll watch it too much from now, like if he ever
Yeah.
calmed the fuck down. But it's like he drives me crazy, dude. But then I'm hearing stuff like even though like listen, when you get in a room, you have to there's certain ways you have to maneuver. And look, and I get it.
Mhm.
Just because I won't maneuver that way, don't mean that his stuff don't work. But at the same
Right.
time, the way I was hearing about how he was barging in rooms and stuff, the rooms he's supposed to be in, it just
Mhm.
like I just want everybody to know that listening to the Views Anonymous right now. Don't try to pull that shit. Listen, they will get security
See, it
on
don't.
your ass.
That's true,
And
but see, it don't work like that now. Only because it's a different time. Like you got to remember when this
yeah,
was. You got to remember like him busting into them Def Jam rooms. You know what I'm saying? And playing that music and everything else. That was a normal thing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like them being in New York doing that shit. Like you could be going into work and somebody would be outside like, hey man, I got this mixtape for you. Or you know what I'm saying? Like I remember hearing stories about dudes used to pull up on Lil Wayne wanting to battle rapper for a deal.
yeah.
Like that type stuff. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like that type stuff is what happened around that time. And then you also gotta remember too, like this was a time where you couldn't just jump on your phone, make a song, and then you know what I'm saying, let the world hear it. This is, you had to actually take it to a record, you know what I'm saying, a record label and get them to co-sign it and then get them to be able to put something behind it and then, you know what I'm saying, have them put it out and everything else like that. Like, and I think it's a dope, I think this is dope for the younger generation to see this too, because they get a chance to see how things work before you got the Apple Musics, the Spotify's, the titles, you know what I'm saying? All the streaming services before the MP3s and everything else. So I think it's a dope thing to check out.
No, I feel you. But so for me, I think the first thing I'm gonna start with is I watched We Have to Talk. Damn, is it the name of it? We Have to Talk About Bill Cosby. That joint on
uh,
Showtime.
yeah.
Yeah, wait, you know what? Hold on. Let me not do about that because I forgot what the name of it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that to it. Let me see. What was the name of that thing?
Because they got like some of the castmates and all that on there talking about
Man,
it. And
yo,
I
they
heard
got
about it. I ain't seen it though.
yo. It is. I mean, the all the information that was given in there, and like even like, dude, there are old interviews I got
Mm-hmm.
where he talked about doing this shit.
Oh yeah, the Larry King interviews and all that.
We need to talk about Bill Cosby. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like he, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just crazy. Like to, cause see, this is the thing. I really never confession.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch Cosby Show like that.
What?
I didn't.
Really?
Like, yeah, I mean, like if it was on, like it was on, but like
Oh
I never turned the
man.
TV on and was like, yo, let me put it on Bill Cosby. I
Yo,
never thought Bill Cosby
Bill
was that
Cosby
funny.
Bill Cosby used to be my favorite comedian until I found out about Red Fox. But Bill Cosby used to be my favorite comedian, so much so where I used to do impersonations of Bill Cosby.
Not me. I never thought Bill Cosby was that funny.
No,
I just
bro,
never
what?
did.
Are you
I
serious?
did. I'm dead serious. I never thought he
Bro,
was
have
that
you ever
funny.
seen Bill Cosby himself?
No,
His stand-up special? Bro,
no.
you gotta watch that. When I tell you, bro, that's some of the funniest stand-up that you'll ever see. And the genius of it all is like he barely cussing in it. Like he ain't it's
I
like
think
it's
he only said
so
asshole. I think that was
no,
only
he
because
he said a couple cuss words in it. Because he was talking about when his dad was talking to him, because his dad was calling him was it was like dumbass or something like that. He said that he used to think that's what his name was because his dad would call him that all the time. But when I tell you, bro, like that's probably one of the funniest stand-ups I've ever seen in my life. And I'm talking about from top to bottom, pure, like pure genius content. But yeah, like Bill Cosby used to be my dude. Like for real. I used to watch Bill Cosby, like everything Bill Cosby did. He was my favorite comedian until I found out about Red Fox, though.
listen, not me. I just didn't. But like but the wild part about it, man, it's just like all the people that got on there and like they talked about like how he was like What's his name? What's my dude? What's my dude name? That's Oh my god! Cause see, I watched it like early last week when we didn't do no pods, and now I can't even. Mark Lamont Hill.
Yeah.
He had a run in with him because he was, speaking about some things that Bill Cosby didn't like, and like he talked about his interactions with Bill Cosby. He was like, "Yo, yeah, like y'all see the TV version of Bill Cosby?" He was like, "Yo, that wasn't Bill Cosby." They're like, Bill Cosby was a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I mean, we seen that though. We seen that when he used to he used to go to the HBCUs and do the speeches. Remember, he used to talk about how, stop sagging your pants and all these single mothers is no good and all this other stuff. Like, so yeah, like that's not so. To me, I feel like that wasn't something that we didn't really know. I think that with them getting into like, personal accounts of being around them and stuff like that, that's probably more so the stuff that would be more surprising than anything watching that.
Yeah, and like he they talk to a lot of the women.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, like I know y'all want to defend them, but it's just like when it gets to like a certain point, and I know people like to use the statute of limitations thing, but it's just like this shit had a timeline from the mid 60s all the way up into like the early 2000, late 90s.
Yeah.
And like the more time went on, the more women was in it. Like it'd be like starting in the 60s is like 4 or 5. And then the 70s it's like 10 to 12. And then the 80s it's like 15 to 20. You know what I'm saying? Like the number got higher. It's like the more comfortable he got with it, the more and more women it was, and like that was crazy. Also I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. Trash.
Yeah.
This is the worst Leatherface I've ever seen in my entire life, and they completely bit everything off of Michael Myers' Halloween Kills. They stole the whole, like they cheated off the test. Like this is the thing, like if Halloween Kills made a 90 on the test, right? Because you know how I felt about that movie, like you know what I'm saying. It was so they said they got a 90 on the test, right?
Yeah.
So these motherfuckers cheated off the test and still failed. They got like a 40. Like they're looking up, like they're looking over there. Damn, is that a B or a D? like that they tried to bite the movie and fucking
the acting was horrible. All that.
Everything, the scenarios, who is gonna move to a town that's completely dead, and we're gonna bring all these investors and like this is the idea. We're gonna buy this whole downtown in the middle of nowhere, Texas, and we're gonna turn. Get the fuck out of here! That was the worst writing I've ever seen. Yo, like I think Jacob Lattimore was just like, look, I need to do something other than the shot. Like,
he just needed extra credit.
Yeah, like it was bad, man. But I've been watching a lot of stuff, man. Like I started that Pam and Tommy joint on Hulu. Okay. So I've been taking in a lot of content, man. So
I'm about to start watching the American Crime Story impeachment about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky on FX. Man, I can't wait, bro.
I watched the first episode and I never went back to it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I watched the first episode. I guess because it was kind of like really slow, but I think they was trying to introduce, trying to get you used to the characters. And I guess it just started real slow for me. But I got to go back to it, man, because that was the time, man. That was the time.
That shit was wild, man. Yeah, so this is what we've been waiting for, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the anticipation has come to an end. We finally, you know what I'm saying, have begun this journey that we've been waiting on for so long. Season 5, episodes 1 and 2 of one of the greatest TV shows of all time, Snowfall. It was a lot. It was a lot coming into these 2 episodes, man. It was okay. So I don't want to say I take that back. It wasn't a lot, but because it really wasn't too much going on. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like a slow build up, but you know what I'm saying? It was pretty full though. You know what I'm saying? With stories with the beginning of the storylines for this season, I thought it was great. We you know what I'm saying, we see Franklin, you know what I'm saying, looking healthy, looking fit. He got Black Diamond and old girl with him. I forgot what the other girl's name. What her
Diamond
name?
and
Dallas.
Trixie.
Trixie.
That's what I called. No, that's what I called them.
It's what, Black Diamond and Dallas, ain't it?
It's some shit. You know, I've always called them Diamond and Trixie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When they first,
I know Black Diamond for a fact. She stacked. But but you know what I'm saying? You know, they basically like his bodyguards or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Peaches is still there. I think Leon is coming into a, you know what I'm saying, like a different lifestyle. You starting to see him do some different things, which I enjoy, you know what I'm saying, the evolution of his character. And then, you know, we see that the Arkansas idea didn't quite go through like it was supposed to. Because Jerome and Louis are back, you know what I'm saying, back in the home, you know what I'm saying, basically buying from Franklin, still running the club. And we find out that Franklin got a new plug basically through Grady. Weird dude. This nigga is not just selling him the cocaine and getting it across. He's actually using the cocaine, which I thought was. I'm like, yo, this is the wrong business for this nigga to be in. So, you know what I'm saying? We also got Thad, who is Franklin's friend from the first season. He's in this one. And then I'm trying to think who left. Oh, Franklin got a new girlfriend, Veronique. Reed is back, or shall I say Teddy?
Teddy.
You know what I'm saying? You still got Oso, and then what's old girl name? Leon, old girlfriend.
Oh, shit.
It ain't Juanita.
That's the
It's
homie. Wanda.
Wanda. So Wanda, you know what I'm saying? Wanda is still clean, you know what I'm saying? She doing her thing or whatever, she back too. So you got a healthy amount of the cast, you know what I'm saying, back. Well, from where we left off from the last season, you know what I'm saying? Alton messed everything up because he wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, a little punk about everything. Him and Franklin's mom end up going to Cuba. You know what I'm saying? My man Teddy went down there to handle business. You know what I'm saying? He basically offed them. And then
we don't know that yet.
You're right. Because in I think it was episode 2, he talked to his mom.
Yeah.
And
she didn't say nothing.
She didn't sound distraught at all. But once again, I'm thinking that she was in on it.
I guess we'll find out later.
Yeah. So we don't know if Alton is dead or not. I'm assuming he is. I'm hoping he is. He deserved to die, just like Irene Abe deserved to die as well. That was probably one of the most irritating TV characters of all time. So episode 1, man, how did you feel about it? What was some of your thoughts?
Well, the first thought was it is Black Diamond in Dallas, but I always called him Trixie and whatever, I forgot. But it was dope to see them back because the last we seen of Franklin was he really didn't have anybody left. When it came to his uncle and his aunt, they want to do their own thing, but they want to buy from him to keep it in the family. He sent his parents away. Leon is like, yo, I kind of want to, I'm thinking about getting out of the game. So he's really kind of left at his own record. All he really got is Oso, and Avi is doing what he's doing, but and Teddy at the time was in the wind. So he linked back up with them. And what I didn't like, the way that it appears from when they were showing the timeline in episode 2 with Teddy, seemed like a year and a half, maybe a year and like 8 months went by, and it's like I don't like that. I don't like that because I felt like where they left off at, I felt like there's still a lot of stuff in between the gaps that we don't know. But I think maybe it was only 2 episodes, so maybe more of that will come out with yeah. But the one thing that I am confused about is that if let's say a year and a half, so let's say a year and 6 months.
Okay.
So a year and 6 months, you let this new girl in. She knows your whole operation. You in business with her. You got all this money tied up, and you got a baby on the way, and it's only been a year and a half. It's like, but then he had a conversation with her at the end of like, yo, there was people that I love that stabbed me in the back that I've known all this time. So I don't know if he's doing the reverse thing where it's like, look, I've been knowing these people for years of my life, and they stabbed me in the back. I've only known you for a year and 6 months. Now, I just felt like it seemed like Frank was moving. To me, it's like he's moving too fast with this girl. Like I didn't like that whole dynamic of her being in. She's being in so involved in the business, and she ain't been around that long.
Yeah,
and it's just like I feel like that could be a mistake because the last time he had a girlfriend, what ended up happening? Man, boy, sent him in.
Yep.
So sent her in. Sent her in. So. I don't know, man. I'm not saying I don't trust this girl. It's still early, but it's just like the last time you was in the semi-serious relationship, it ended up being set up by Man Boy, and it's just like, and then you get with this girl, and she knows your whole operation within a year and 6 months, and it's just like I felt like that's just kind of weird. It's kind of odd, and I don't know if that is because everyone that he was dealing with, if not on a daily basis, but every couple of week basis, but he always had Peaches there. I forgot to mention Peaches, but I don't know, man. You don't find that a little odd, just how she knows everything so fast, so early? Like, I don't know, man. I just think something's weird about it.
I don't think so necessarily because I mean, with the last girl, he did the same thing. She knew what since she pretty much knew what he was doing and what he was into. So to me, that wasn't really odd. I think the odd thing was him having the conversation with her, like the fact that they went out there talking about the compound and then he turned around and did, the whole, people wasn't here, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? That was weird to me because it was like, but you already know how the game goes. You already know, how this all works out in the end. Or, you just already know how people can be. So to me, that should be something that you shouldn't even have to have the conversation of. That's more so a thing you just keep an eye out for and watch because you already know once, stuff get rolling, that's just something that's out of his control.
I feel you. I don't know. Like, I think a lot of it is where they're going to give us, because like episode 2, they kept giving us all these timelines when it came to Teddy and how he ended up coming back into the picture. So maybe we're going to get a little bit more of that timeline stuff because I feel like within that year and a half, like a lot of stuff has changed. Like obviously he's buffing up from his gun wounds. Yeah. So the limp is gone. He got this new girl, baby on the way. When it comes to his uncle and his aunt, like they seem to be in a really, really good place to the point where they're making like bank to what this dude done bought horses and shit. So but I think the one character that is very interesting to watch and watching him in this transition is Leon. Because
definitely
we see Leon go through all the things he went through. Obviously, murdering that kid. And look, I said this then when we did this last year. I was like, that's gonna haunt him. And I said that Leon is never gonna be the same after he murdered that kid. So he tells Franklin at the end of season 4 that he didn't want to Well, he just felt that this is a business that he really want to do anymore. Now I think he's in. I don't think he's all the way in.
Right.
Because, or at least it's like he's in. Like they're not necessarily partners. It's just kind of like he just got Leon doing something where he just got some cash flow coming in, but I think that what he want Leon to do, he's not doing. Like I think Leon is like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little bit. I handle the projects at a small degree, and we'll keep it there. But at the same time, Leon still has to be the man, because when one man is skimming off the top, bought some J's. You know what I'm saying? He had to break them ankles out there.
Break my man's feet.
You know what I'm saying? Because he went and got them Jordan 1s. But, oh, man, how can I forget this? I think starting this show off with the whole Lynn Bias thing. Look, people don't understand.
Genius.
That was completely genius, because people don't understand, like, how significant that was. And, like, that Lynn Bias dying after being drafted by the Celtics was, I mean, we wasn't alive at that. Well, I was one. But what that did to cocaine back then, where it was just like, yo, like everything changed, because it was always that drug that was looked at as a party drug. They're like, oh man, you know, everybody's sniffing it, everybody's having fun, nobody never have problems. Like, yeah, it makes your heart beat, but for Lynn Bias to, from what we heard, people close to him, but we don't know necessarily the truth, but people around him said that was his first time ever trying it. That was like, you know, Lynn never did anything like that. You know, he did it one time, his heart couldn't take it. But the whole game changed, because like the whole country is like, yo, like it's kind of like a person can have an overdose, but then it's like when there's a famous person, that's just like when the whole fentanyl stuff that's going on now.
Yeah.
Like when Matt Miller died, they're like, wait a minute, what the fuck going on? And it's been, I'm pretty sure it's been a whole bunch of people who has died from this laced fentanyl shit that's going around out there.
K. Williams, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that was like 3 years after Matt, though. I mean, like at the time.
Just in general, like just, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those situations, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that there's probably been people who've been dying left and right, but Matt Miller is a name.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, well, we got to track this person down and try to, you know, figure it out. And they ended up arresting those people who sold him the drugs. So I use that comparison because, like, I'm pretty sure there may have been some people who have OD'd off of cocaine, but we're talking about a guy who just got drafted first in the draft. The guy that was supposed to take the mantle of Larry Bird, he dies. And to put that in there, I thought that shit was dope as fuck.
Yeah, it definitely was, because it also just it also kind of just put you in, you know what I'm saying, in the mind state of the time. You know what I mean? Like that was, like you said, that was a very significant piece of history, and for them to start it off that way kind of lets you know the theme of it, because you know what I'm saying, like even when Franklin looked in the newspaper and he seen that, you know what I'm saying, like you can kind of feel that energy, or you can kind of see that energy that he was giving off, like damn, this, you know what I'm saying, like this ain't gonna be good for the business. Because, you know what I'm saying, this is somebody who, this is now like a national story. And so, you know, with that happening, I forgot who it was that said it, but he was saying like, yo, it's a kid overdosed on, he was like, kid overdosed on the East Coast and it's affecting us here in LA. I think it was Teddy that was talking to dude when he was trying to, when he was talking about the Grady thing, but he was saying like a kid died on the East Coast from an overdose and it's affecting LA. Like that lets you know what I'm just saying, just how much that kind of caused up a stir for somebody in their position.
Yeah. And but yeah, to put a button on Leon though, like it's dope to see him, you know, taking some kids and some people from the projects to just different places.
Yeah.
You know, like in that, and they shared a memory of like yo, remember when we went to the beach? He was like, yeah, I was scared as hell. This was my first time ever going to the beach. And it's like, damn, you live in LA and you never been to the beach. And
Yeah.
there are people that live in those projects who are like that. Like, they probably never even left their county. Like, there are people that are like that never left their county, dude. So that's dope to see that Leon is giving back to the community, even though he's kind of ruining it at the same time. But
see, to
he
me,
is.
that's the beauty of, you know what I'm saying, especially at the time, that's the beauty of that game. Like, yeah, you know, they was basically selling drugs, but if you think about it though, think about all the good that came out of that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the, you know what I'm saying, like even in like the civil rights era, like a lot of the people that was funding the stuff and, you know what I'm saying, helping the marches and sit-ins and when there was marches, you know, they was basically being protection was the drug dealers and the pimps. You know what I'm saying? Throughout just the history of well, throughout our history at least. You know what I'm saying? It's always been like the drug dealers and pimps who have always been in the background helping out. You know what I'm saying? Like you seen Nino Brown passing out turkeys. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, because even though, you know what I'm saying, they was doing something that was kind of well, I ain't gonna say kind of, it was, that was detrimental to the hood, they also was making sure that they was doing their best to give back. Whether it be, you know what I'm saying, putting money in other people's pockets so they can help their families eat, or, you know what I'm saying, buying the old lady down the street groceries, making sure, you know, because it was, you know what I'm saying, like it's morals and ethics that go along with it as well. So, you know, something might happen and everybody like, yeah, that's all cool, but you know, you don't go towards, you know what I'm saying, Miss Williams' house. As long as you stay away from Miss Williams' house, we don't care what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? As long, you know what I mean, like that type stuff. Like they always took care of the kids, they always took care of elderly. So and I think that this is a great what I do like about this show is the fact that it shows you that when you give black people a chance to be financially equal, you get to see the type of stuff that they can pull off and the stuff that they can do. You know what I'm saying? Louis and Jerome own a bar, they own a club. You know what I'm saying? Franklin is in real estate. He's 24. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Like,
this
dude
dude
got
got a
a.
pilot license now.
That's what I'm saying. He got a pilot. Like, so, like it just shows you like when we can be in the equal playing field, the great things we can accomplish. Even though their way to that playing field was a little sketchy, they still was able to do things like, you know what I'm saying, like you said, pilot license. You know what I'm saying? This dude owns houses and condos. You know what I'm saying? He in real estate. And then he talking about building the what did he call it? The dang, I forgot what the place is called. Compound. Yeah, he talking about building a compound, like just that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Him and his girl talking about generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? Talking about making sure that, you know what I'm saying, later on down the line that theirs is gonna be good. So I definitely love that about this show. And then on top of that, just with Franklin being so calculated and so smart, I think it's a great, you know what I'm saying, like a great representation. Even though he is a drug dealer, it's still a great representation because he's an educated drug dealer. He's not like the typical, hey yo, my man, you know what I'm saying, sagging with the do-rag drug dealer. He's, you know what I'm saying, like dude is a businessman at the end of the day. You know, so I appreciated that, man. So Teddy is back. You know what I'm saying?
Before we go to Teddy, so his friend Rob. So we gotta get into this. So there's a scene where there's this party and this guy comes up, he starts sniffing coke, and there's one dude just feel entitled enough to say like, "Yo, like, what you doing, bro?" He's like, hey, you know, it's my friend party. You know, I'm just helping myself to some cocaine. Like, I don't care who your friend is. Like, did nobody say you can come in here and get some? So basically, old dude want to play hard, shoots my man in the middle of a party in front of everybody. So Rob calls up. I assume he calls Franklin, and so the other dude that shot the one guy, he goes into hiding.
Well,
But
no, Rob didn't call Franklin. Remember, Franklin seen it on the news.
on the news, that's
Yeah.
right. So he gets robbed. Rob is coked up or whatever you want to call it. So he takes him to his house to clean him up. And long story short, he knew there's too many loose ends here. But at the same time, Rob, you got to show me your loyalty by taking this dude out.
Yeah.
But within taking him out, he see him hit the pipe afterwards. He's like,
exactly.
You got to go. And what I like what they did with the writing was they showed a conversation where Franklin and V was having a conversation. And he was like, yo, I'll do anything I have to do to protect my family. Because now Franklin started thinking, like he never, I think this is the first time he seriously started thinking about getting out. Like he would say, oh, well, I got a plan to get out. But like, I don't think he really had any plans to get out soon. But now with this baby on the way, he's like, yo, like I have to find an out here. And after the dude took the one dude out and he saw him hit that pipe, he was like, yo, he got to go. And so he didn't want to kill his friend. He wanted to clean him up. Remember him and Leon had the conversation. And Leon was like, yo, like he could have cleaned up. He was just like, nah, like I don't think so. Like I had to take care of him. So, you know, I don't know how relevant that story was. I don't know how much we really needed to have Rob back, but you know, they decided to put it in there. So it is what it is.
I think that's gonna be one of them things that comes up later on in the season. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was put there so early for it to mean anything right now, but I think later on down the line, like we're gonna see something about that in the season. But yeah, man, Teddy is back. You know what I'm saying? He maneuvered his way back in, got that guy Grady up out of here. Man, that was listen. What I want to know is, and what I want them to do, bro. I want them to tell us Teddy's true identity, bro. Like, what does dude really do in the CIA? Because when we first got introduced to him, it seemed like he was like pushing papers at a desk. So they didn't really give us too much info on the CIA background. But I think this dude is like on another level. Cause some of the stuff that he's done throughout these seasons are like, this dude is like black ops, bro.
He's definitely skilled, especially like the last couple of episodes of season 4. We talked about that. We was like, yo, like Teddy ain't no. Yeah, when they went and took out him and Oso took out all those people, we was like, yo, like this dude is another level. Like he got shot in the ribs and just kept on pushing. Like but he took old dude out, but dude was in way. You want to talk about in too deep? Like he was in way too deep. Like this dude is like he really think he a gangster, like for real. Like he's in business. Him and Franklin like in business. Like they got side businesses together. It's like
they run the real estate joint together.
Yeah,
that
was
like
crazy
to me.
Yeah, it's like yo, dude, you can't do that. Like you fucking CIA, dude. Like what are you doing? And I think he got in so deep where he didn't really have his cover. And then he was fucking on Black Diamond. You know what I'm saying? Sure.
Oh, I'm positive.
Oh, okay. So
Dallas,
yeah,
Dallas is the tall one with no butt.
Yo, did you have to do that, man? like really. So yeah, like he's smashing her. Like he got in so deep and he came in so smooth on him. But like I thought it was odd, and I don't know if he just didn't want to wait or really what it was, but it was just odd that Teddy would go on a Sunday, because like that dude knew like, yo, you coming to check my meter on a Sunday? Like, and the one thing that was CIA about the dude It's like he looked at that badge. He started calling out the numbers on the dude badge and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, this is kind of weird that you coming out here on a Sunday to check my meter.
Right.
And just all the things that he did, sliding into episode 2, how he went back to go see the guy who actually took him out of the whole thing that they had going on with Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
So he follows that dude to a bar, and then they had a conversation of like, yo, whatever y'all got this dude out here doing, he's fucking up. And you need to get me back in. And it was also kind of wild. Like, dude, what was Ivy doing to that Nazi guy? Like, why is he having a Nazi chained up and torturing him? Like what is he doing to be fucking around with Nazi people? Like, I don't
Jewish,
get it,
man. Jewish.
It's just like, yo, like what are you doing? Like, it was just
Jewish.
I get that, but like why is he even in Germany? It's
because
like
they making deals, man. That's what they doing.
Yo, I was just like, this is. I was like, this is wild. I mean, look, it's cool. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
But I just think I think what they're doing with the writing, dude, is like they're getting so creative to where it's just like we really don't know what's coming up next, and like
exactly,
and the reoccurring characters that they're doing, especially when it comes to Wanda, Wanda's been clean for the whole year and a half. She had a call girl job.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
She said, "You want me to step on your what?
You want me to step on your balls?
You want me to smack it?"
Hey.
That's so funny, bro.
And then like then bringing in the harsh reality of like when she went into Franklin's house and she was talking to Rob and she was like, yeah, people don't want to rent to an old base head.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that people who came off of drugs, I'm pretty sure that's something that they had to deal with to the point where they did try to get a job or they did try to get a house to rent or an apartment. And they found out that these people, used to be smoking crack. They're like, I'm not going to rent to you. Like, you're going to fall off the wagon and then I'm going to be in the hole. Exactly. So I thought that was smart to throw that in there as well. But Teddy, dude, I don't know what Teddy's into. Like, and then like, is he off the books or is he back on the books? Like,
I think he's still off the books.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, yo, the CIA don't necessarily want you back, dude. Like, because of the whole.
I don't know if that's the truth either. Because it's a possibility he could come back, especially after everything that happened. His real name never really got out. So we just know it was the Reed Thompson thing. Because I think that was another part when he was like, yo, and you can call me Teddy. Like, I think that was another reason that he was so adamant about that part. But I don't know, man. I think that it's a possibility he may be actually legit back with the CIA.
I'm still trying to figure out his end game. And I remember when Franklin asked him that, he was like, yo, I know why I do it.
Yeah.
Why you doing it? Like his investment in this, like how much he's invested, this is more than a job. I don't know if it's that he's getting a kick out of it, he gets a thrill from it. I don't know if this is the only time where, like, I wonder, like, does he look at Franklin, even though he criticized the one dude for getting in business with him and all of that type of shit like that. Like, I wonder, like, as long as he's been dealing with Franklin, like, I really do think that he, in a way, looks at Franklin semi as a friend. And just the fact of how he didn't. He had plenty of opportunity to shoot his dad,
Facts.
but he didn't.
Yeah.
Before Franklin even got there.
And when his mom stepped through, I think he could have smoked out and in too.
Yeah, he could have. And to speak on that situation, we don't know. You can assume that he shot Alton
Right.
in that room, or like you said, it could have been a situation because it's like now she could have stepped out to a market to go to a market, but it's like, oh, well, did you step out to a market because you knew Teddy was coming?
Yeah.
Because you told him where we were. But then I also look at it like I want to say like let me play devil's advocate here because I don't think Alton would do this. Let's say Reed gave him a proposal to do some shit for him, to be like an inside man in Havana or whatever. Like let's say Havana's another place where they can be transporting some cocaine, into the United States. I just don't think Alton would do that. But let's say he was like, yo, either I take you out or you do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't even play devil's advocate because I don't believe that Alton would do it. I think how adamant he was on shutting this whole damn thing down, I don't think he did it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know why Reed would keep him alive if he wasn't doing something for him, though.
Or maybe he just went down there just to have a conversation with him and help him understand what's really going on. Because I don't think that it was necessarily. I don't know, man. It just, to me, with Alton, bro, he just had so much. He just had so much that he thought he knew, and he really didn't.
I feel you. But the more and more I think about it, I think that he did take him out. And what you said does make sense because, like you said, she didn't sound distraught at all. She didn't say, yo, they killed your dad, got killed a year and a half ago. Like, the only way for her to act like that's not a big deal is if she had to be in on it. Where she knew Alton is never going to let this down. Like, even though we're living in Havana, he's never going to let this go.
Right.
So maybe she did have something to do with Alton getting killed because that dude did say. Now, what Teddy said was a different response. He was like, "Do you think you can work with this dude, even though what happened in Cuba?" He was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Definitely.
But
definitely.
I will say I don't know about the Little Rock thing. I wouldn't necessarily say that it is. I think that it was just 2 episodes, and maybe we like they just haven't gotten to it yet.
That could be.
But okay, so let's get into this real quick. So V and Franklin is going over this development plan where Jerome and Louis would have to give up 10 bands. Not even bands, because that's 10,000, but $10 million. And they'll get their money back within the next 10 years. And if they want to buy out, like the girl said, you could double, triple your money, whatever the case may be. So with this being in place, do you believe, just from 2 episodes in, that this would be they out when it comes to Louis and Jerome? Or do you think that, because now it looked like Jerome is 10 toes down now. Even though he was halfway in the beginning, he never wanted to do it from the beginning. But what are your thoughts on what you think they're going to do? Like, do you think they're going to get in on this deal? Because Leon already said he's not doing it because he was like, I don't want to get no building where white people ain't going to allow black people even in it. So what do you think Louis and Jerome going to do?
I think eventually with this opportunity, you know what I'm saying, especially when Franklin was telling them that they got a chance to make legit money now, I think that this is going to be something that they're going to look forward to actually doing. They don't have to worry about, you know, making money and, you know what I'm saying, looking over their head, you know what I'm saying, about rivals and everything else. And it's an opportunity for them to actually, you know what I'm saying, get back and or fall back and do something with themselves that, you know what I'm saying, they haven't had a chance to do yet. Like we seen them riding the horses. You know what I'm saying? That was something that, you know, you don't really get the chance to really see them two doing as a couple. Like you really don't get a chance to really see them being a couple. So this is like really one of our first times where we got a chance to really see. And I don't mean like with the past seasons, we seen them, but like it was always some type of like animosity going on. This was a chance where we actually seen those two, you know what I'm saying, like really just being able to chill and having that, you know what I'm saying, dynamic. So I thought that was interesting to see. But I definitely think that they're going to I definitely think that they're gonna take it and get out, get that legal money and get up out of there.
Okay. Now, for them to have 10 bands, I do believe Arkansas is booming because they're buying wholesale from Franklin.
Yeah.
Now, what we do see, well, I don't know if you saw this, but in the preview, now we don't know what happened or what they was even doing there, but in a preview of the season, we saw Louis and Jerome walking up to where Scully used to stay. But I think that they are getting cash flow from the wholesale that they're buying, and that shit is moving in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I think that's how they can even have a $10 million to even invest in, because I think that Little Rock.
My fault.
No, you good. But yeah, I think that Little Rock thing is moving. I think in these next couple of episodes, they're gonna make a pickup. Or they can either do a pickup or a drop off or an exchange.
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up actually continuing the expansion thing. I still think it's dead. I don't think nothing is gonna come of Little Rock because they ain't been like ever since, you know what I'm saying, they left. They ain't been back. And we ain't heard nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't heard them talk about it since. None of that. So I mean, who knows? But I don't think Little Rock is still in play.
Well, now, because remember I told you I had watched the 10th episode.
Yeah.
Before I watched these. Now, when they sat down with Franklin and said that they wanted to buy wholesale from him and do their own thing, they said that the reason we come to you so we could keep it in the family.
Right.
And he was like, this is the worst time for us to split up and all this type of shit like this. And she was like, look, we want to do our stuff our way. And she was like, and then we're not going to be we're not going to be stepping on your toes because we got the Little Rock thing going. So now they did speak about Little Rock after they left, but that was in that conversation that they had with Franklin, telling them we don't want to not necessarily do business with you anymore, but we just want to buy wholesale from you and do our own thing. And with them having Little Rock, it's not going to affect Franklin's territory because they're doing it over there. So I think that, by episode 5 or 6 or something like that, I think that we're going to see them either fly out there, meet with those people, exchange shit. Even though I always felt like that shit was going to crumble. Like, I just felt like the way they looked at that shit, and like, I just felt like it's going to be the Wild Wild West for them, and they're going to be getting locked up because they ain't going to be smart with that shit. But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. So, before we finish up, man, what are you looking forward to most seeing this season?
I wonder if Scully really dead. They never showed his body.
That's true.
They never showed his body.
And he was in the hospital.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He lost a lot of blood and he was in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when they did go to where his apartment is, I think Scully's going to be up there.
Okay.
And I think that they're going to try to have some kind of truce with him. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that because I want to know, are they going to take, because this is one thing about Snowfall that we don't know yet, is are they going to be the success story,
Mm-hmm.
or are we really going to see the fall? Now the show is called Snowfall. Now a lot of these drug dealers that get really big, there's always a downfall, and we
Yep.
don't know if there's going to be a downfall or if this is going to be a a great in the story where Franklin becomes this mogul. You know what I'm saying, and all this type shit like that. Like,
I think that they'll try to change it, but I think ultimately we're gonna end up seeing Franklin go down for this.
see, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if it's going to be this season because I think that this show gets so many numbers. I think that they might try to drag it on for at least one more season, but who
Mm-hmm.
knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to see. I'm looking forward to see when they show that trailer of them at Scully's place, if Scully's gonna be up there, man. What you looking forward to?
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing how well, two things. I'm looking forward to seeing how Teddy keeps his cool now that everything is kind of back in motion. Um he seems a little bit weary of everybody at this point in time. And then I want to see how Franklin and Veronique play out. I think that's a very interesting dynamic. Um, him in the process of being the father when what I'm saying, his dad kind of did him dirty. Um, and then on top of that, what I'm saying, with his mom not being there as well to what I'm saying, help celebrate that. I think that's interesting. So those are the two storylines I'm gonna really be paying close attention to this season.
And I wonder, is also old girl gonna pop back up?
Ah,
Now
yes,
remember,
Lucia.
he found out what she was, but he's like, my family's here. I'm basically not gonna go chase her. I just
Mm-hmm.
wondered because they brought it up.
Yep.
I just wonder, is she gonna
And he
pop
got the
back up?
information for it. Yeah, he got the information to find out she's still alive. So
Yeah,
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 that's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
That's
Because
gonna be interesting.
yeah, so that's another thing, man. Is to see if she popped back up.
Yep. So you ready for coming soon, man?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
All right, man. So next episode we got a good one for y'all, man. The one that pretty much put the MCU into motion, into play. Um, Starring the great Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, Blade, man. We giving y'all a little throwback, what I'm saying, with about one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. So get prepared, get ready. This one is gonna be a dope one.
It definitely is. Wesley Snipes was one of those actors who really deserved to have one of those characters where he had his franchise. Like this was Wesley
Mm-hmm.
Snipes' franchise. And after seeing Passenger 57, it was like, yo, we need to see something else where he is, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that skill was too good. Like we need to find a way to utilize that. And they found a way to do that with Blade. Like you said, it kicked off the MCU. And I think it's gonna be dope doing this, man. It's gonna be because I haven't went back and watched it in a while, so it's gonna be dope going back
Yeah,
and watching it, and seeing some of the things that I may have missed, and so yeah, this is definitely gonna be fun, man.
for sure, man. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep your heads up, keep your eyes open, get ready. We got something coming. And man, if you haven't seen it, man, go check out Snowfall, man. Episodes 1 and 2 are out now. You can watch them on Hulu or you can go to FX on demand. And they need to pay us for that ad. That was pretty good. But man, if you guys want to give us some feedback, let us know how you felt about the Snowfall episodes. Hit us up on the socials, Twitter and Instagram at Viewer9Pod, and then on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. That's where you could always reach us. With me, you can hit me up on Twitter at Scoots Bronson, and you can hit me up on TikTok, man. Go check out my TikTok videos at Scoots Bronson TV.
Yes, sir. Y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod on IG. Check out the podcast on all major platforms. Got a new one out that I did. Shout out to my cousin B, man. Shout out to Brandon Foster, man. He came on the pod with me. That's another thing. The reason I didn't mention this and what we watching is because I did a pod on it with my guy. We did the little docu-series they did on Amazon Prime called Fat Tuesday, man. I did not know how much Guy Torrey shifted the whole industry. Like,
yeah, they said that he put a lot of people on.
Dude,
man.
I did not know. Listen to me. He got, and I should have said this on the pod. When it comes to comedy, when it comes to legends, for what he did at the time that he did it, for the little space that they gave him a room called the Belly Room. 5 Marshall cell and 89 people could fit in there, but they packed it out. But for him, they gave him 1 month. They was like, if you can't do nothing with this little Belly Room in 1 month, we're going to shut this whole thing down. He sold out and made so much money. They gave him the main room, and it got to a point where all the movie directors, like, he is literally responsible for Chris Tucker getting Friday. Because Chris Tucker flew out there. He said, I flew out there with a one-way ticket because he heard about Fat Tuesday. And so he get a rotation there, a film director where, saw him, yo, we want to put you in this movie. Yep. And Ice Cube, he linked up with Ice Cube, and he got on Friday. Jamie Foxx got no, because he was on what's the name, but like a lot of I thought Def Comedy Jam was like the thing. I did not know that Mr. Lathan took Russell Simmons to Fat Tuesday, and that's how they started Def Comedy Jam.
I mean, I'm not surprised, man.
Dude. This is all Guy Torrey.
Yep.
Guy Torrey is responsible. He's responsible for fucking Def Comedy Jam.
I mean, like I told you, man, he opened up the doors for a lot of people, bro. I mean, like, I haven't seen it, but I know, like, I'm into the comedy thing. But I've heard stories about Fat Tuesdays. I've heard stories about Just for Laughs and all those different, you know what I'm saying, like nights and chocolate Sundays and all those different nights that they had for Black comedians, and you know what I'm saying, being able to get so many of those Black comedians in there, and then you know what I'm saying, like these guys end up becoming legends, like the S'mores, the Earthquakes. You know what I'm saying? When I remember hearing about Earthquake when he used to have his rooms, Bruce down in Atlanta. You know, you got like so many different people having these rooms, especially like in the 90s, and you know what I'm saying, like in the early to mid 90s, they was opening up these rooms and having these nights for people to come, you know what I'm saying, like have a space to come do it. Because now you got like the Funny Bones, you got like the Laugh Factories and all that, but they didn't really have the audience for these comedians, you know what I'm saying. But you go to like a Fat Tuesdays or Chocolate Sundays or something like that, and then you know what I'm saying, it might be in a chicken joint, But you know what I'm saying, people coming out, they coming to see it and they filling them spots up, man. And I think that it's dope that we got, you know what I'm saying, these you know what I'm saying, these documentaries and these movies and stuff to be able to show that and show the work and the to show just the, you know what I'm saying, the work and the processes behind that, to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to lay down the blueprints and the foundations for the guys, for some of these people that, you know what I'm saying, we call legends today. Like, think about it, like people like Monique, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, I named Earthquake, I named some more, Melanie Camarcho, Linnell, Bruce, it's a bunch of them. Like, hell, even Carlos Miller, you know what I'm saying? He had a room before he started popping. And you know what I'm saying? He opened up the doors for a lot of comedians out in Atlanta. So I think that is dope to get to see, you know what I'm saying, this story specifically, because if you know anything about comedy, especially if you know comedians or if you're around them or you talk to them, anything, especially in that era, Fat Tuesdays was the place to be.
Listen, dude, they was talking about, because Martin was another person who used to come out to Fat Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
and so he basically, you know, from Fat Tuesday took him to hosting Def Comedy Jam, and Def Comedy Jam got him the Martin show.
Yep.
So he always, and that's another thing, and like I just love to see the reach back, man. It's so great to see the reach back. So he reached back, he gets Guy Tori a job on Martin, but he's not really doing nothing. Like, he's just kind of doing what the producers and shit want him to do.
Mm-hmm.
So they had Tanisha Arnold on there, and she was just like, "Yo, Guy used to work." She said, "We just end up throwing cards, you know, we in the," and like Martin was like, "Yo, man, I need some insults for Pam." So Guy just right there was like, "Yo, basically, you know, something. Her breath smell like train smoke."
Mm-hmm.
So everybody bust out laughing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he uses that in the show, and so they gave him a chance. And he said that Martin said, "Listen, the only thing you need to focus on is your writing." He said, "Because if you can write, that's gonna put you in every single room." So they gave him an opportunity to write. Do you know which episode he wrote of Martin?
Mm-mm.
Dude, which I feel is the best episode on Martin out of all the episodes. You remember when they went on vacation and they got attacked by that raccoon?
That little thing.
Guy Tori wrote the episode, dude.
Oh, and that's a classic.
Dude, classic. Listen, Guy Tori's a legend. I'm sorry, I went on a spiel there, but he is, and I did not know, man. That's another hidden gem that if you wasn't from that era, you just didn't know. So shout out to him. So go check out episode 75 on the 28 Minutes or Less podcast I did with my cousin Brandon. So man, I appreciate that.
For sure, man. So we'll check y'all next episode. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate it. And like they say in Hollywood, man, that's a wrap.
Good.